do something else to the government and I kill yourself. Cristina Fernanda Kirchner, officialism. Never gone another, but murdering and destroying all men and women are a legion of so devastating, stinky, degenerate, trembling, disgusting, loathing, chips, excrements of the earth. And that's the way they die. Forever. Thank God. They dies. Shut up. And I left them Sodomaki degenerates with them. Not much as never hang us. The reality is that every day there is another friend of mine and another family member about the matches Sodoma of Cristina Kirchner, SODOMAKIES, which she has them all right inside. Everyone. Putting the erected prostitute on top of the bottom. Right? You like it? Check shit. Forgive me these terms, people. It's the truth, no doubt. And the reality is, we keep on saying. Sorry. I am tired and I have a very sleepy state and frankly not in best this moment. And today I had a very day, like I published in a video before. Forget my video. Blowing winds, breaks, whatever. Well, this is the thing. Like I said in the before video I just published, that I've done in the store or the store. Suddenly it will happen in a very lots of things over other things and lots of them. Sorry. And one of the things were that I was just making this music with like a song, this Yamaha Absolute Piano C6 ASIO, and ASIO is one of the DMCLD main how is this menu for you to handle some settings over this virtual piano, but also it's called ASIO, ASIO. Over this kind of systems, ASIO systems of Yamaha, and it is a very interesting thing. I like it. So Sony made this special weird, so insufferable, awkward reality to trying to play something. But well, one can figure it out. That would be really better to having the right all complete keyboard right in front of, and making some chromatics and making the right exercising for whatever that both hands, like in any musician and any one of the musicians we know can really start making, that would be really much better. But the actual limitations delivered by the sense of making this, but well, it works sometimes. Okay. And the situation was that during this whole, they were having a lot of things since a couple of days ago here. Yes, every day the same nasty temple crap. And many goats crap that you see them in Kirchner's and officialism name every day. All around. So 78 have been chased, and the generation of pretended hospitals, they says that they can make inside diagnosis with only just watching out. Whatever article, whatever attitude, whatever article around, having devices and having anything around that they don't corroborate nothing at all, and they says, oh, we know it all already, and it's what we say, and gives this class of trampled pieces of excrement tested by any hell goat around, which they are, in psychiatrists, religious, and licensed religious titles of hell, prostitution of Sodoma, of course, all the time, twisty, disgusting, little shit, like they says of me. Theirs. Well, and making up and harming much more the generations and submitting still border. The same singleton shit with the burden of the victims, and the rest all singleton shit about I suppose need medication and could be terminated, and they could have talking to my mother and reinitiating the papers for their legal for the reinternating for a couple of 2 to 5 years, telling that I need medications, but there wouldn't be for the supposed needing medication, but for I offense the president and the government holding a raised against the government and offense them. Oh my god, I offense them, and I gotta be, instead of being in jail, to be like a very preparing for the being just processed like any livestock. Right, well, Roxana La Raza, Eugenia Medina, still disgusting shit. Well, further this in the reality, the certainly true, is that I wear this del store or deli store, delicious store would be this coffee shop, which has a cyber, has some telephone cabins, has a very here around we call drugstores, but there are not drugstores, because of drugstores is exactly what it is. There is not an idiom. The drugstores are called all the stores, places where all class of drugs are about DMCL. So suddenly we are talking about pharmacy, we are talking about PMT, and we are talking about legal narco, right? So whoever we understand, whenever you go around New York, for example, and you see drugstore, and you see sweets, and you see candy and anything, New York knows that drugstore is not exactly the name of what it is, a sweet store, or whatever the, you understand, because we left it in, well, further this. There is really usual, even in New York, telling drugstore. It's not like they will ever selling narcos, but suddenly there is very unusual the real name of the morphology and what it really means. It's not like you go into these drugstores for having candy, cookies, cigarettes, or any kind of another thing, but it's usual, right? Well, further this. This coffee shop, and it is we call kiosco, and it is called kiosco in American as well. We're whole kind of cookies, sweets, cigarettes, whatever the usual around you can go consuming. And it's in a very modular place, and I've been there for about 10 times, I guess. And I've been there for about 10 times, and everything were okay, and nothing there found, nothing, like to imply a sodomaki degenerate, not in civil, not in uniform. So suddenly, I just came with a used to coming over me. And whenever I cut the used to, Sodoma degenerates, PFA, excrements started to making all around the whole of the damages and destructions, which started happening here. So suddenly, there are this that pretends to blame the friends of, spiritual and emotional intelligence. I just raped your bodies, and I have all of them lives and spirits, so feel it, I am your friend. That's me now. Wanna touch my pack? Well, start with the words, real picture. The generation 6 yet. They are. All the time. Okay, just this thing. This day I were there and I were awaiting because of there's a very small place. There are not too much tables. And suddenly there were the most of their busy. And for the place that I can plug in my laptop, there were really busy. So suddenly I asked permission to one man that were there and were gentle. Given me there are about two, this little coffee shops tables. I just taken the one which were by the window. Suddenly plugged in an electrical supply sock provision my laptop and started to turning on to work, to making my sessions over networks. And suddenly there were this thin, degenerate laughing ha 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 with a very degenerate of presidents, then degenerate witch with fellows, a then prostitute of Christina Kirchner, an advisor for the whole of the evangelics and witches in Sodoma, how she the doing and getting better, a then son of a shit witch with fellows. And suddenly there were this this, that, and watching me out while I was waiting for inside some space I will never have to making my chat. I never paid attention, this was done, but I came to be aware after whenever Hashem makes me notice it clearly. So suddenly the reality of the soul, my supposed scenarios ends in after this, while I were making it of time, making my ASIO piano Yamaha Z6 working with my keyboards, laptops. Suddenly the reality of the soul, while I made some networks and making my supposed hilarious communications about go to kill everybody and make the hell here in. The generation, Kirchner's pedophilics, the generates. Bulchuta Shlituku. Sickle shit, thuggy shit, psychopaths, demons. And suddenly there were this reality that came two other sons of shit of this, playing the same. And suddenly making defamation and damages all inside. And any place I go, telling all shits that they mix up and telling they are my friends. And telling to gotta be careful everybody, because if there will be some violent delirious, which generate him. And to be careful about me. And trading people, whoever to putting on my side, to getting that. Or, you gotta get the fellas, Sodomamarica. It's all the words. Well, around this whole simply forget me this. Just like I said, every time I have them around, and every time I see what they do, and I see who they are, and what they've done to my people, and what they kept doing to me daily, and the smiley shit psychopath king buckets of Sodoma are, I come in a very blasting and twisting inside. I want to kill them all, and enjoy when I do it. It's exactly this. That's the reason why also my words. Forget me, please. Well, in the middle of this all realities, something happened, like just comes this moment over, I just see them and all watching me and playing the and making all the damages and so laughing, funny, oh well, okay, all perfect, yeah buddy, come blow me here. What, here? Oh yeah, come over. Ha ha ha. Like any SODOMAKIE degenerate. and corrupting and destroying people which should not even see. The dangerous hell faggots. What they are: psychopaths, criminals, degenerates. And pardon the victims, still too much. And sick of that as well. Got them sons of shit and angelics of hell deaths. Adonai to bury them in the whole of the agony of death in the destruction forever, and make them twist and rot in hell forever. For the name of Yahshua, Shalom. And well, suddenly the reality of this all is exactly like I just were there, ended whatever I was doing, sent a couple of messages, and this degenerates still, oh, se lo hicimos, se lo sacamos todo. We done it all up of it. It's all ours, of course. And insisting with put him in jail, make this, make that, go to the friends. First the friends, them all, kill them all, and after it, homeless. We take the family and everything family is, and all bets, of course. Obsessive hell this generation, Kalbaktika Sashuf. What they dies like forever. Alright, and suddenly I just ended whatever, ended and I just gone. And Your Honor, from ISIS in New York, hi, Your Honor Edmund J. Hope you receive this, and I'm sorry this days as well, forgive me please. And that's the presence, it's for the receive this, I'm sorry. Ask me please to go back after a time that I've just gone from the place, to go back to see if there remained any son of a snake of this after I sent him an announcement about what were happening, or some around. I just went back and there were no son of a snake of this to generate. So suddenly it were exactly the same. They are chasing me permanently, and what did just happen about this all? Well, like always happened. The pedophilics gangs of Aníbal Fernández, in what we call here instruction codes, examination troubles of Kirchner's officialism and Sodoma, all prostitutes of them, like federals, like penals, like civils, like contentious administrative, and like Supreme Court, of course, with the pardon of victims afforded, and a lot which suffered and already murdered thousands, and a lot that affords every day even trying to do something which has threats and damages and a premeditation for the whenever to be its and each times. We are going to them, rape, and kill them all, while they gotta be threatened and submitted for they to do what they need. So the reality of this prostitute, which says that I offend her, disgusting, rotten prostitute with the title of President of Argentina, and the disgusting prostitute thuggy that generates Vexshach, pedophilics that generate Blichat, entitled of Government of the Argentina. No one else is going to say nothing else about this government. Sickle shit. Abominable rotten shit. Ever? Making the BLYTT tissue for the and at closed doors, arranging and manipulating and making all the generation and all less humanity and all robbery and all embezzlements and all forgery and all arming shit. Yes, a fracturing of whole institution of government like whores of hell, like they are, for the destroying people making business about our lives and existences, of course. And they feel offended and tells that this is tenement and I'm a gossip fag between much of art. So the reality of this is this hell rotten trampled low one, low, 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 rotten, disgusting, kavlukret, kishnol, vachlat, forever, are going to have the worst of the times and the worst of the days, forever and never, and they're going to wish never even had eyes to see, never even have voice to talk, and never even have body to be in the shit they are. So the words again. Well, the reality of this all that it was in. This supposed instruction churches, like I said, tickets for the whole of the population which is victimized by these prostitutes and degenerates and psychopaths telling, because if I command and you forget who commands here and who's the government, come and blow me, who's the government, I'm going to kick you, want you to call the militaries? Degenerates shit. And I'm gonna just enjoy whenever I don't have my chance and whenever I ever want to do current business. I'm going to have it. So, because of this, it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna be delightfully, pleasurably happy, joyful. Well, the reality of this whole, besides, in the middle of this reality is this prostitutes pedophilics entitled of instruction examination judges sending orders to forward in the whole of the what they says national justice registers in Argentina law. All invention in the generations, like always done, every son of a shit, Sodoma, testicles and phallus liquors, which they are everyone, except for one which is on the instructions. And suddenly the reality of, like always done, officers of Federal Police of Argentina, National Naval Prefecture, Argentinian, and also National Gendarmerie and Source Forensics and Source Legistes of the hospitals Borda, Alvear, Piñeiro, and all of the rest, shown us that this person is exactly what we were saying, so this is nothing else to discuss. This cases gets closed, and the reality is that everything that are continuing and being made, and all that we were doing, because of everything is just like they said, our officers in forensics and legislators, doctors of the hospitals, and the government of the city of Buenos Aires, and even the same paramedic son have shown this is like this, and had a very whole phallus inside of them disgusting Sodoma, caborro, asses, sorry the word, carrying and carrying and carrying and carrying and pushing and pushing and pushing and saying, come on, you're up, you go the world, you go the world, I put you in, you go the world. Couple of coins, big bills in the so tight brass, and all the pleasures of the day to any degenerate and any sickle shit and psychopath and criminal. Argentina cares now, officially. Nobody's gonna say anything else of this government. This is not a government. Hell shit. This is an organization of degenerates, psychopaths, criminals, genociders, thieves, and all sickle shit just like you, and keep on killing people with this that you say, and keep on suppressing people, telling that they are insane, and keep on suppressing, destroying people by sending faggots, porks, to attack them and destroy them. And also the pedophilic Aníbal Fernández to rape some kids in front of the parents who saying, who commands that you are going to know me so sooner? And the reality of this all is that kept on the Platina Sechal Jimina Tishkamin, Ilkivet Molvedachia Hasachanam. And Blatripium Fortlenigas Katladia Fortlenetzin Kashmanachtian Hal Insichivit, Skatifisha Hal Hadishachim. And in the middle of this all is like it happens always. The two boldly pedophilic degenerates, rapists of whole chamber, whole agent dogs, and preparers, disvirginers of any kids for the pedophilics clubs of Aníbal Fernández and officialism Argentina, Cristina Kirchner, here and outside of the world, the pedophilic clubs still of Zaffaroni, Supreme Court of Justice Argentina, and also now Lorenzetti, not in the city of New York now, but clandestine all around Louisiana, the cradle of the jazz and so on, New Orleans, and also in Atlanta, suburban. There's a suburban, and there's not suburban. There is the suburban right in Colburnstown, not Colburnstown, Colburnstown in Shelfels Hill. And also in Paris, and also right in Venice, with them bodies. I'm trading everybody. I'm trading also Lavatosini, Aerosol, and artists which works trying to help people. And like them, much civils and killing people daily for the making business of the establishment in Italy, and also to Alejandro Sanz, and artists, lots, which works for the helping people, and civils, a lot sober, and murdering for making business of this shit. And like those countries, even Swiss, France, Germany, Austria, Bulgaria, the low countries of Europe, Greece, remain, London, UK, and much other places, just like the same. And in the middle of this all, this disgusting prostitutes in instruction examination judges' titles puts these two pedophilics degenerates, this boldly shit of the phony PFA, at the streets saying nothing happened here, this delired all the time for me, and going to bribe John Cowlett in the middle of The Hague, Netherlands, for he to handle everything and dismiss all cases and everything around, and threatening and putting people to disappear. Body of this. Giving $85 million for that Chani, son of a shit. You were with the capital sentence for a long time ago, and you're going to pay it. To also threat International Criminal Court in New York and whoever to last us for making the right thing and justice. For them to the whole shit this PATRIOT to keep forwarding and making the shit that they do, and the whole generation to be all in the streets with nothing happens, everything is okay, this the liars, go and kill everybody and take positions, we are going to the world of ghosts. So 70 instruction prostitutas perras sucias considered of judges says that I gotta be deliring, and these faggots and the generate soul all the time were right. You want I to send you the military? Like I said this morning, Adonai sent them all to hell, the faggots, militaries of them, to shulchletish well enough and to put them in hell forever with every one of them, crafts of Lucifer. Well, dan geen wintraniman van Teskida van Gatla Visachin, The rest all have done all the time and all the same. And we have, since my last video this morning, 2,916,414 more disappeared in all of the region. I'm talking about Buenos Aires city, Buenos Aires province, all suburban. I'm talking about Rosario, Córdoba city. I'm talking about Vietnam city, Mendoza, San Luis. I'm talking about Montevideo, Freventos, Bahia, Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Las Ilhas, Brandeiros, and also I'm talking about Santiago de Chile, Lima. And the reality of this all is exactly what it is. Suddenly the point of this all, which we go all around, suddenly the point of this all which we go all around is exactly what it is. The victims, let them rape them, let them kill them, let them take everything that they say is gonna take. Everything is okay, they will work for something good. It is for the Patriot, we are going to the government of the world. We have biggest ever interests and responsibilities for this poor little Alsace wrecks. Poor wrecks. Like evangelics, Sodoma whores, prostitutes of hell, pardon victims of that. Poor wrecked. Poor wrecked. That's what Adonai is telling them every day and watching them. Poor wrecked. Your day is near, and you are going to know you are never mine, and you won't ever be mine. Because of you destroyed my people, my churches, and you pretend to be rich. I never made you, I never gave you authority. And what happened now? Poor you evangelical worshiper, and this person that you say speaks of himself, talks my reality and my name, announces in the whole of the world, and the world says, Amen. Amen. Shalom. That is Yahweh and Yahshua and Rahaway. And I am talking of you, evangelics, says Adonai, and this says the truth of mine, and you talk of yourself every time you say of this, the abominations you are. And for my name, says Yahshua, you are going to wish never, ever having not even a moment of light, for you taking at least the minimum ever exposition of reality for you to understand you may could ever be somebody else's, but you never won. Shut up. And well, the reality of this all is that this degenerates keeps on arming and making up and twisting and misappropriating and forging and lying and making less unity and building the generation, saying that they got major responsibilities and objectives in life than worrying about poor wrecks to being massively raped and murdered and robbed of everything they have. Millions. And then major responsibilities and projects, and also Godfriedrich and Chachmini is going to write up and magnify to God and say that they are going to but anyway, and the border makes, oh, put me. What do you want? I don't care. Do you need I to, like, perhaps you need something special. Come on, can I touch there? Do you need anything? Perhaps you want I to call with some... this is going to make me feel better and I might disappear, but you can't make it. What can I? Right border. Admission. Heads. The generation for the Department of Physics. Right? That you also sent to be massively raped and murdered by the other. One, I to send you the infantry, or send you the militaries. You're speaking. And the reality also you what they are. Together you are like the same shit ever. And you for a gun. With your thing. Keep on trading on me and keep on making damages. I'm gonna put you in hell as well. And you're going to know how dangerous I can be, how severe a case for possible information you got in front of you whenever you are going to understand. You are nothing but shit. And that's the way you go. Where you go. Down you go. Well, the reality of this all is exactly that. The whole freaks degenerates are and were covered, but the whole freaks degenerates which pretends to be government and titles and authorities. And the whole freaks degenerates that pretends to say what the word says, and the freaks degenerates that pretends to say that for big commands gotta be, and the freaks degenerates that says we forgot the commands, and the freaks degenerates who says we're the Patriot and Democrats. And telling Democrats is let them rape and murder and let them take and do whatever they want to anybody. Don't you worry. The reality of this is like this disgusting shit hell is just in the same old, and I'm supposed to be in jail now, and this will be a 40 reals REDEMI at this May 7th, 2014, 006. After 9 a.m. What the heck? La gente está muy loca. Protect the artists, but should I say something like Johnny, la gente está muy loca. So 70. شكافي بين في داخل فلان بداخل خالخانين كالفم بات في موفن خانية خلسخ شخنين all day, all night, all day. What the right? Johnny, la gente está muy loca. Especially this shit. And the victims and their getting processed all the time. Kafrevi trauma bent niet mogelijk dat niet een chef gaat laten komen naar de gal gezegd die in drie compleet achter gafien. Kaltrin en afie te sporten dat van die galganin. So this night I'm going to make public the completing of the 10 less humanity shared Kirstmas officially in Argentina. Whole robberies, whole plan, whole nested, whole premeditated, whole secret of state, and everything like this damn shit of the hell does, and will try to still trying to forbid in my computers, and my YouTube, in the world, and everywhere, like I say, because of French's policy and privacy policies for the Google saying, get away from my enterprise, you son of a shit, and don't you ever touch to put a finger there. And oh, French's and the Google is ours because of wicked men and health girls. All day, all night, what the fuck? All day, all night, Johnny, la gente está muy loca. Beltrimi contra la ventilla chauffeur gaat le dachtigin. Está delirando bipolar. Y me pongo así ahora. ¿Me entendés? Y después, estoy bipolar. Dame medicación. Lo necesito ya, por favor. ¿Eso es lo que buscas? Perra del infierno. With the burden of the victims. قلبي اتغمضت بنفخ لساني شفا الخنين. قلبي تخيني بالشفا لتاخي شخا الخيني. قلبي تغيري من فضلاتي من فضختي خسم. قلبي اتغمضت يا شخا الخين تفل. La verdad, la Constitution defensa lo diciendo hace mucho y soy el autor del término. La verdad jamás Constitution ofensa, entendiendo que se prueba que es verdad. Y la prueba todos los días velocidad. כלי בינתך בינתכם בינתכם שייך לי בינתך תפלם קוד לך ממשך החביב במשך הדיון https rndldlcbrdndldrdmc middle 4812 sorry A5216555 19848212888852521318 skull bit. The skull bit is CALPPUIT. Middle MTLCTRDMCLEFF 5358481221.6.INT bar PDIIFDLDM middle FFT 2 point run middle FDR middle cold cell. This is KOLLSSARH middle cease with UI middle 5128 28 27 5308 014.PNTC.DLC bar the last key and cleaner in my site or the last plate ICC and https www. Can we ever think that conceiving a freak of the hell, the whole of the degenerations in the name of the sciences will ever be about the whole of the world? How can this possibly be that the man still thinks that having powers will be like God? Spontaneity. F9, just like before. The last key in on my side, the last plate. This is it. Forward. Take out of the magazine the people that were less than more. Another magazine for the justice whenever they request us. And these are. But suddenly today we were like, oh. And suddenly happened a lot of things, and I were nothing like that. I just were feeling myself again and walking my steps forward and being in my way. And suddenly, oh my God, watch that. The last thing we ever needed goes all around pros and cons and making a very special dancing walk. Making seduction perhaps wants me to be around and any studded fellas there off of the trousers of the officers. Look how delirious the faggot all pitched up. Cuerpo médico forense. You are the faggot's old bitch. Those. Wherever. And that's the way you die. Disgusting sons of shit. So the word means it's textual. So many that were happening, what just happened? I I am who I am, and there the disgusting shit spends all the day denying, oh, take it all off, I gotta be that. And there is a son of a shit. Listen to me this, and I'm going to make this story. I like this, I love it, Ejército Argentino that it's getting paid 51,000 pesos monthly for the being all over the corridors of the whole of the disgusting nestes of this lousy damn shit sodomaki, making this. Give me a moment and watch this. Watch. This is the Argentinian army of Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, officialism, and Aníbal Fernández. I can show you this. He says that that is the way of he trained to be an expertise. And the rest says that trains being expertises, blowing fallacies of dogs that they defines with witches it has the character of the alpha male, and blows them fallacies, makes the dogs having orgasms in them mouths, eats what they makes, and after that goes and makes BSotomy in the rectums of the animals, rapes the animals, bleeds the animals with the Makin, and after that makes the sacrifice saying that that gives them authority in cuerpo medico forensic. The ones that makes this one and says, so I come in here and I am going to say what is my blood, and I am the one that commands in the world. I am government of the world. Do you want to come? Does this? Says my government. And trains by raping my friends, women's, men's, all gender, all age, even pregnant, marriages, families. The training of Cristina Kirchner officialism, telling that our guys gotta be strong for the patriot and for the government of the world, for us and to protect us. Cristina Kirchner, you always were an abomination. You always were a freak cycle regeneration, and that's the way you die. And I'm going to be the light of the lady, pleasurably, happily, rejoicefully, joyful. And in the middle of this all, guess what it is? The truth doesn't constitute itself. The lousiest, ravenousest, degeneratest, abominablest ever, tremblest, shittest, never seen in life, not in death, Shabbat. So the reality of this all that I just said, https www, how much genocides more should ever happen and be executed, they says, actually premeditated and criminally, like psychopaths, degenerates, collective freaks of hell doing, for they to become the stars of the world and pretend that gods and goddesses, being simply lacra of Sodom and Gomorrah, an abomination of the hell forever. With them, grand horde of angelic and all parasite of hell that delightedly live in the hell that they are, rejoice one each other in the abomination, they dies like forever. Inshallah. 180 F6, just like before. Do I offense you? Because if this is your way, did I offense you? Or have I offensed you at a time? I said truth, but you offensed my father, God, in a way. The offense, my name. خطي شخالخي بنيتي شهيد كم تغني شخيد أفضل يضيعي شخ كم خم أني شهيد ديكي. The offense, my pair. خايدنا إشاختي سيخاد نبي من نائخات شتربت في خايدي شاختي مشاهدين في خاخي خايدي شخصي. The offense, my people. Israel is known, and the offense, the reality of us. Your existence is an offense itself, and your abomination of your disgusting reality is an offense itself. So let me think خداش من الألاختي كنسي do I deny with medications schizophrenia? I think, yeah, of course that I am. You said yourself all the time forensic pedophilic degenerate. HTTPS Do I ever liar in front of the reality that even the lousiest ever excrements pretend of mental health and orders of a government says that I gotta be? Do I ever liar in front of the truth that even this freak's abominablest comparisons in front of my father? What is my real identity that even the titles of legislators and forensics, suppressors, genociders, murderers, degenerates, knows I am going to indeed at 6:54. So, you are an offense yourselves, and you are a degenerate yourselves, and you are already enough to look out for. That is always, you won't have no other way. This is it. You were my dad. I have. And every one of you were known. I have. And everything is already ended. Keep on doing the shit you do. Sick. All genocide. That your time is near. And when your day be up, you are going to be pieces in heaven. And even really knows to the day. You are not going to find it. HTTPS www. Do I ever the liar? Did I ever the liar? Have I ever the liar? Am I the liars? What the heck is this going on? Does any of this to be true? Or we simply needed lobotomy, .90, F2, like before. 022, the whole truth right over here, and already simultaneously recorded in the US, Israel, European Union, Africa, Asia, and so much other places like that. That's maybe tenement. For the tenement of prostitutes, Christians. Like that? Do I make imitation of anything? What is that? What is it is? Do I make imitation of the one Marilyn? Do I need anything right? You say to the generate sickle shit, which is abominable shit curses, and forensics shit. What is that? Eyebrows? You said all the time. What is that? HTTPS www. Imitating the life and imitating the death. Imitating what it is not imitable. Who really am I? And what is my identity? Who imitates whom? Contained F9. Right before. 023, May 6th, no, May 7th. 2014. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm going to go out to walk a little bit. I need something tonight. I'm going for some trousers for they to make them attack because if I provoked them, and they did, exposing that they could have been right. So fraternity, 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 fellows, fraternity. Please, fraternity, don't you touch your colleague and don't you go against your pair. Because if we understand this is going to be harmonically and any day can happen to you and we can be on your side and you don't want us like enemies, you know? So don't you ever tear fraternity, fraternity, put it in and let them do and get the start and go right up and write it, everything's gonna be okay. Take the money, the coins in pocket, the brass with the bills and everything okay. Kill the people, sail them all, everything will be alright. Fraternity, we are going to be okay. Argentina de mierda, con el perdón de las víctimas y los inocentes y los esforzados, basuras degeneradas. Alejandro Blanco REDEMI, supposed twisted snake, which they are, the disorders of BLYTT.